I have become the destroyer of worlds. Shalom Akim Shababa Raza'ala from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash. The double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect, Bachoya Kodash, the holy elect, Baha Aratazar, in and around the four winds of the earth. Greetings. Just came across this information here, some pivotal information in regards to the red horse, which represents the Edomites, the so-called white man, the destroyers of the earth. And I quoted that ancient Hindu prayer, so to speak, from what Oppenheimer said in regards to the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki back in 1945 in Japan, and showing that Esau Edom is actually the destroyers of the earth. And I'm gonna read one or two precepts on that. And this is why, at the end, Esau's gonna pay for all the wickedness that he's done upon the earth, for what he's done mainly to the Lord's children, the sons and daughters of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect and enslaving them and putting us through all this hell that he's done throughout the ages. But ultimately, because we had to pay for our transgressions against breaking the laws and statutes and judgments of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. But as the scripture says, Esau furthered the affliction. But either way, he is the destroyer of the worlds, man. He is the destroyer of the earth. Because that's his spirit. It's innate in him to do wickedly. He's accustomed to doing wickedness. So, and he was made to be the wicked. So I've got this picture here, the situation that's going on over there in Gaza right now. They're saying that 12,000 tons of explosives have been dropped, and basically it's equivalent to a beastly one atomic bomb that was dropped over there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan in 1945. The 13,000 to 15,000 tons of explosives was dropped in Hiroshima, regarding the atomic weapons that they dropped over there in those neighboring cities. And that's equivalent to, in these past couple of weeks, to all the tons and of bombs that they've dropped over there in the Gaza to nullify and basically gentrify that land from them Palestinians that's over there, is equivalent to one atomic bomb, basically 12,000 tons of explosives, showing you that Esau Edom is actually the destroyer of the earth, man. And he was made to take peace from the earth. He's all about war, and war is in his heart. So I just got one or two precepts, not make this too long. It's Revelation 6, and I'll start from verse 3. It says, the second seal, war, and we're in the time of war. The third world's war, the great war to end all wars. And it's going to be Edomites basically fighting against other Edomites and other nations being involved. Satan being divided against himself. So how should his kingdom stand? It should be brought to naught and desolation. Roughly paraphrasing, so Romans 6:3 says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and that red represents who? The so-called white man, biblically known as the Edomites, because they are the red people of the earth. You can check out their nationality. The Edomites, going back to the Hebrew word Adawam, or Adawam Yam, meaning more than one Edomite, basically means red, and Esau is the forefather or the spawn of the nation of Edom, man. You got these devils running around right now, the Israelis, the IDF, so to speak, the defense force over there in Israel, speaking about destroying the Amalekites, which they're trying to say the Palestinians come from the line of Amalek, which they don't. They come from the line of Ishmael, so-called Arabs of today, and our people are sprinkled over there as well, but the majority of them Palestinians are Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs today, which means mixed. And, that the son of the bondwoman, not of the free, but of the bondwoman, that's Ishmael, Abraham's firstborn son. And, the Israelis are trying to say they come from the line of Amalek, when really they come from the line of Amalek. And in Numbers, the 24th chapter tells you that Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end is that it should be destroyed. And he's one of the, he's part of the sons of the grandson of Esau, so those are the Edomites that's talking about, and they're not done away with, they're still here on the earth. None of the nations have been done away with, it says, and there went out another horse that was red. Esau, Edom, says, and power was given to him to take that he should, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And who else has done that, other than the so-called white man's taking mad peace from the earth, man? Nothing but destructive, force, the sons of perdition, as they also called. Well, that word perdition means destruction, man, because that's what the so-called white man's about. He's so destructive that the Lord has to put a stop to him, otherwise he'll destroy us and himself. For the elect's sake, the Lord said those days shall be shortened, because this devil is he's uncontrollable, man, and he's large of his desire as hell, can never want enough. It says and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And that sword is talking about that nuclear power, man. Those bombs that Esau's dropping over there and the Gaza Strip and all of that, that's part of it, man. Because Esau's blessing is of the sword. That's why the Israelis are decimating over those Palestinians over there in Gaza, because the blessing of the sword was given unto him by the Lord, by Isaac, So Esau's using that to the best of his ability, and that's why when you come up against Esau, you can't fight him against with his own blessing being of the sword, because you'll lose, militarily wise. That's why the Lord's going to endow certain men in these last days with spiritual power, which is far greater than the sword that Esau's got, so we can combat him and destroy him and him and his armies. And when the Lord comes in that chariot, the fathership, the white horse, so to speak, representing the chariot, so-called UFO, he's going to have spiritual power, and he's going to decimate Esau and their armies, man. He's going to burn them asunder, turn them to pitches of smoke, in an instant, because the Lord has something greater than Esau's blessing of the sword, which is spiritual power, and Esau can't trump that. So this is Amos 1:6, so the situation that's going on over there in Gaza, and basically his judgment on the Lord for them so-called Palestinians, and ultimately East or Edom that's over there, because they're not the true inheritance of that land. This is Amos 1:6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgression of Gaza, and for 4, which over there in Gaza right now, you got the Palestinians, so-called Palestinians, really they're of the line of Ishmael, the Arabs today. It says, I will not turn away thy punishment, or the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them unto Edom. And when you check out the history, those Arabs had a major part in the transatlantic slave trade and destroying of the Lord's chosen people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, predominantly of the Southern Kingdom. And even unto this day, man, there's still, human trafficking, Jake, so to speak, over there in different parts of the Arab world, And they was selling our people unto who? The Edomites, the so-called white man. So those Palestinians basically got to pay for what they did to the Lord's people, man. That's why they're catching hell over there, and they're getting hit by all kinds of shellings and all kinds of bombs, just decimating them, man, because that's the judgment of the Lord ultimately. It says, but Esau, Edom's not exempt. It says, but I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the places thereof, And ultimately that's going to be the nuclear missiles. But you can see from the 12,000 tons of explosives that's been dropped over there, that's fire from the Lord, man. And ultimately the Lord going to seal the deal with the nuclear missiles. But the amount of missiles that they've dropped over there, or bombs that they've dropped over there, is equivalent to an atomic bomb, as they're saying. In certain places, in certain articles, 12,000 tons of explosives. So there's mass judgment upon the heathen. And then verse 8, it says, and I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod. And who's over there dwelling in Ashdod? According to Zechariah 9:6, the bastards shall dwell in Ashdod. It's the Edomites, man. So the Edomites are not exempt. Esau's going to get blown to hell and back as well. And it says, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon, says, and I will turn mine hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish. Another word for Philistines is Palestinians, man, or Palestine, shall perish, it says, saith the Lord power. So that's what's happening over there, judgment upon those heathens, man, between the Israelis and the Palestinians, man, the IDF, Hamas, all this other, jargon that they're throwing out there. But at the end of the day, it's all about the judgment of the Lord upon the heathen for what they did to the Lord's chosen people, man. So, we ain't to get involved, and we ain't, lifting up no banners, to free Palestine and all of that. We're not part of that movement, because at the end of the day, none of those groups that are over there should be over there in the first place, because there's a bunch of heathens possessing the Lord's land. It says Jeremiah 51 and 25. So no, 24, it says, "And I will render unto Babylon," which is America, "and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion, in your sight, saith the Lord." So what did the Lord judgment upon America for what they did to the Lord's chosen people, Zion, which represents the monument of the nation of Israel, which is the 12 tribes. "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain," and that represents the Edomites. So the head of that is America. "The destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroys all the earth." Because that's Esau's headquarters, so to speak, over there in America, Babylon the Great, and they're in cahoots with Israel and their destructive ways. The destroying of that land, the Gaza, and different parts of the earth. America's always backing, terrorism, because they're the biggest tease on the face of the earth, basically. But then they go around calling other people savages. But that's because they're big hypocrites. So they're the ones that are destroying the earth. They're the destroying mountain, the destroyer of worlds, man. It was America that dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and Oppenheimer, made that statement saying that he would become the destroyer of worlds, taking taking that quote from the prayer of the Hindus, or the Hindu prayer. So saith the Lord, it says, "which destroyeth all the earth." It says, "And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain." So ultimately, America is going to get what they deserve, which is nuclear fire. And that place is going to become a burnt mountain, meaning that whole place is going to be decimated. Just like you can see what they're doing over there in Gaza and destroying the land, and bombing the whole place to oblivion. The same thing's going to happen to America, but America's going to look 10 times worse. That it's going to have a line of confusion. You're not going to know where America began or where it ended when the Lord's done with that place. From the nuclear missiles and the laser beams from the chariots, that's going to decimate that land. And we're in that time, man, very soon. The Psalms and the situations like this is going to lead up into it, with the situation over there in the Middle East. So Psalms 58 and the points in verse 2. It says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth." And that's the so-called white man to a T. Because why? Because they're the sons of the daughters of the wicked, and they was made to take peace from the earth. This is what they was made to do. So this is exactly what they're doing. The Lord said in Psalms 140, and I always read that precept of just Lord, the prayer from King David was to deliver me from the evil man, deliver me from the violent man. I actually might just end up on that, just to bring it all full circle. It says, "Yea, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth." And that's what the so-called white man's done throughout the ages. And he's still doing it to this day. He's never changed. He can't change. That's like a leopard can't change his spots. So I'm going to get that last precept. Psalms 140, right? Yeah, Esau can't change, man. He's accustomed to doing evil. That's how he was made to be, and that's what he's going to continue to do until he's taken out of the way. And no, Esau Edom's not going to come back after 1,000 years to, take us down, set up a coup and take down the nation of Israel. Now, if you're teaching that, you got to be bugged out the hell of your mind, man. Because, the IUIC, teaching all these damn fables, thinking that the so-called white man's going to come back. You're suffering from something called Stockholm Syndrome, man. This white man is not that powerful, man, and he's not going to come back after 1,000 years, after the Lord said he's going to root him out of the earth. What about Obadiah 1 and 18? He's supposed to be gathered together and burnt and done away with. So you're trying to say Obadiah 1 and 18 ain't going to happen? The Lord said in Leviticus 26, or in the 5th, 6th verse, that none shall make us afraid, man. And we're going to have power over our nations. We're going to put them to flight. So what are you talking about, man? You IUIC cats, you're bugged out of your mind, man. Uncle Nate needs to just take a chill pill, man. Stop butchering the scriptures and repent and humble himself, man. But we know he's not, because he suffers from a big thing called that big P word called pride, man, which is going to be, part of his his fall, because pride goeth before a great fall. So we know what was it? First Peter 4:17. The Lord's bringing judgment, starting with the house of Israel, man. So all these false leaders out here, they're gonna be reprimanded by the Lord, man. Very soon, and the world's gonna see it. So Psalms 140:1, it says to the chief musician, the Psalm of David, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Who's the violent man of the earth? The so-called white man. The Edomites, man. They're the evil men, They've done nothing but violence on the earth, because that's all they know. It says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Yeah, that's what they're about, mischiefs, man. Greedy of gain. It says, which imagine the mischiefs in their hearts. It says, continually are they gathered together for war. Which we're in a time of great war right now. So they're on the wars on the table, and it's definitely in the heart of these Edomites, man. But that's that's what they was made to do. Create unbalance in the earth. Shake shit up, so to speak, in wickedness. But the Lord go and shake them up and destroy their habitations when He comes with the chariots very soon, and those nuclear missiles, man. The Lord's got the angels holding back the four winds right now around the river Euphrates, but soon He's going to give the green light for the destruction to come, and these devils are going to be through. It says they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips to last, so you can't trust this devil. It's got a forked tongue, So that's the wicked right there, man. The violent man. So this is why the Lord is going to put an end to this devil very soon, man. We're in the midst of it. We're watching it unfold. So we got to keep our eyes on the prize, so to speak, man. But anyway, with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rekachodash. Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.